Alright, I am back from my 2 week vacation, and it was amazing. Thank you for asking. The Philippines is way freaking different from the US, as one would expect, I suppose. Like, Argentina was different, but not nearly as different as the Philippines it is. Not nearly. So, like, the driving is way different. I didn't drive at all. I drove a moped with my now fiance on back, and it was just like riding a motorcycle. It was fine, except it was electric, so I was not used to that. And there was no gear shifting; it was just all single gear, which was also weird, but easier, obviously, because you don't have to shift gears and blah blah. But Philippines, way different. Everything is just an amazing trip. And yeah, I came back an engaged man. Um, so we'll see how that all turns out. I'm gonna try to get through a lot of the storyline here as much as I can. As far as our plans go, I have about 4 years to get through a lot of stuff before I theoretically move to the Philippines for good. And the internet isn't great there right now, where I will be moving, but who knows? There's a possibility it will get better. Um, we'll see. Anyway, so I'm back. Let's see if I can do voices again. It's been a long time, obviously. This quest is called House of Divinities. It's given to us by Estinian. We are in Savner in Yedlamad. Yedlamad, and here we go. That Matsya fellow you were helping, he's Arkasodara, is he not? Arkasodara. Arkasodara, is he not? Apparently, 'tis almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is this perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that our Casadora would be their primary targets. For 'tis the faith of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd better go after him. Akyali, like Akyaali. Akyali lies to the west, as I recall. The same direction as Kryle's acquaintance, incidentally. So that was Estinian, Orion J, then Thancred. Back to Estinian. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. I don't know what Estinian sounds like. Something like that. Oh boy. Oh, what do we got down here? Stepchild. That's a fun word. Not word. Fun play on words. Steppe, like Asm steps, but also yeah. It's a plus quest, a ether current. Okay, cool. I'll do that eventually. I'm currently, well, not literally right now, but I am in the process of searching for we got an engagement ring for her. We went ring shopping after I proposed the first time because I didn't know exactly what kind of ring she would like. I'm sure she would have been happy with whatever, but I don't think you need to have a ring to propose. It doesn't really change anything. We still get the hug, the kiss, the happiness, all that stuff, and then I get to take her ring shopping. In the Philippines, everything costs way less. So I was prepared to spend like 2,000 US dollars max, although if the ring was awesome, I might have budged on it. But I didn't need to. She found one that was the equivalent of about $950, I think. And then she found another one that she liked more, and without looking at the price tags. It wasn't like, oh, this one's cheaper, I like it better. It's just, without looking at the price tag, she liked this other one more, and it happened to be about the US equivalent of $850. The exchange rate is 57 pesos to $1, so I think it was something like 1840. No, that can't be right. No, it's like 49.50 pesos. Something like they're 49,500 pesos, something like that. So it was 850. So 850 times 10, that's the easy part, is 8,500. Multiply that by 5, because we're just going to say an exchange rate of 50 to 1. So 8,500 times 5 is 40,000 plus 25,000 plus 2,500. So yeah, so it was, I think it was roughly 40. I think it was 49,500 pesos. Anyway, it has like 5 little diamonds. It's a gold band. She was actually looking for silver, but she fell in love with this ring. So I'm looking up black engagement rings for men, and I'm finding. I was expecting to find graphite or onyx, but I'm finding mostly like tungsten. And do I have it up still? I don't have it up. I don't have it up anymore. But tungsten and something else. Carbide? Not carbonite. That's a fake thing. I think it's a Star Wars thing. I don't know. Anyway, good times. Here we go. Destination unknown. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby Soho. We're waiting, surveying. You do not see Matsuya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. So we continue going west with a bit of a northward tint to it. I do continue to use the word tint when I mean like a small angle. And I'm okay with it if it doesn't bother anybody else. And honestly, if it bothers anybody else, I still don't know if I can stop myself from doing it. Tinge? Tinker? Twist? I don't know. It feels like it's a T word I'm looking for, but and tint is the best I've been able to find. Tilt? A northward tilt? Northern tilt? You do not see Matsuya from here either. We're up on a short-ish cliff. No! Leave me alone! Help! Somebody help! Matsuya's voice, and it came from the north. So we go around this boulder, past these. They're called gaja, but they're elephants. Like, almost exactly what elephants generally look like. Oh shit, I should be red mage. I think my red mage is behind a bit. There we go. And it's more fun, in my opinion, than Dragon. Three Imperials attacked, and Matsuya, yeah, a elephant person was cowering, and we have rescued him. And I remember doing the voice really stupidly for these guys. Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here? I'm doing it. I think that's better than I was doing. I see you found him in time, says Thancred, running up with Orlean J and Istinian. I say something to Matsuya. You and your friends came to look for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We'd heard that the Arcasadara were being targeted. Arcasadara were being targeted. Shuliev as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know, the ocean all we have. I see, that's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. Gives a sigh and a nod. A question, if I may, says Oriente. 'Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are, but I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. It focuses on Oriente for a second, and Matsuya turns to the tower, still generating those pulses of a circle energy, like a red circle that expands outward and then dissipates toward. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot, Zioti. House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means. But they're not true divinities, they're monstrous imitations that bring only death. To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature? You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish. But to answer your question, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please come to our village. We're good, gods-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge, and fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Achiali? Says Urianger. I nod. Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. You're always on my mind. Urianger looks up toward the tower. So, 'tis the simulacra of Thavnarian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The kidnapped Hanish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. I, as you said, would do well to study their religious traditions to Achiali, says Thancred, stumbling through it, though I did. Running past some elephants so large, they are hitting me for 2,000 damage apiece. Only one was hitting me, but it was 2,000 damage for one hit, which is about 15%. No, about 7%. Oh, whatever. Welcome to Achiali, my friend. The name means White Beach, and there isn't much here save that, but please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga and old Hasveda. They're free at the moment, as it happens. Here's Kanga nearby, looking at a net drying on a line. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups: the Manusa, the Manusa, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and Murga, M-R-G-A. So M-A-N-U-S-Y-A, and then M-R-G-A. Beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Ah. I pressed the wrong button. And this is a human. Wait. Aran, the male with like coral growing out of their head. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then and listen. This is Hasveda. In ancient times, the Manusia and the Murga, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Manusia, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusia coveted the might of the Murga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusia have worn animal faces. Manusia have worn animal faces, and the Murga the limbs of men. Okay, cool beans. Here's back to Matsya for a turn in. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Oh my god, why is my fiance up at 4:30 in the morning? It's crazy. On a Saturday, no less. What are you doing? You're a cutscene, by the way. Matsya walks out of a house. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts three of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it, says Urianger. We should like to see it. By all means, we should like to see it. The cutscene goes dark. We see a small figure with looks kind of like a child holding two kind of curved daggers, wearing a black mask with some tusks and crazy teeth and eyes, and a kind of red and pink kimono kind of thing. Middle-sized figure, middle height figure, little chubby female, I believe. Yellowish robes with some green trim, holding a scythe and a purple mask with several like red and pink circular circles. And then a tall, definitely female, lithe, green, green armored, kind of like leather or cloth armor, but form-fitting. Has a spear, red mask with a long kind of elephant nose. Yeah. They are Manusia. You heard about them already, yes? Three sisters. The center one is the eldest, Cinderuva, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sandaruva, as a goddess of wealth. She counts many traders among her followers. That's the green one. And on the left is Mindaruva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and so is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. We focus on J. In like fashion to the Manusia, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life, and what of the Murga, if I may ask? The Murga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaja's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Arkasodara. He thinks for a minute. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons, too, says Estinian. It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of the Radzatan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legend holds that if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Estinian thinks, dragon ally? You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I am confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. That is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sought out Kryl's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Kryl's notes, we're to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. House of Divinities is complete. I don't have my links up, but I don't really. The links should still work in my PowerPoint on my Google Docs, which there will be a link to in the description of this video. If you purchase any of the items on any of those slides, which I personally use all the time and replenish the stock of when I run out for things that are like that, I will get a small cut of the purchase price. It will not increase the price for you. Um, it's like a finder's fee kind of thing, but not imposed on the buyer. I hope to see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and bye-bye for now.